In our second video today, you'll be introduced to 3 more kanji relating to school. We'll also introduce 2 optional characters. You do not need to learn the optional characters at this time, but you will need to know them later this year. Our first character for this video is tall or high. Of course, if a price is high, then the item is expensive. It looks pretty complicated, but it's built from combinations we already know. Think of strokes 1 and 2 as forming a roof on the top of a building. Once again, they also form the top of the character roku. Strokes 3 through 5 form a small katakana ro. Strokes 6 and 7 are the same combination from moon we saw at the top of our first kanji today. Finally, strokes 8, 9, and 10 form another small ro. All together now. Strokes 1 and 2 form the roof. Strokes 3, 4, and 5 form a floor of a building, if you will. Strokes 6 and 7 form another floor of the building. And finally, strokes 8 through 10 form the ground floor. This is a pictograph of a tall building. It's been simplified over the centuries. For this character, the own reading is ko. Although we came across this last lesson, notice how the katakana u resembles the hiragana u. The kun reading is taka. When following other characters, the kun reading may become daka. Our second character in this video represents the idea of middle, center, inside, or mean. In this case, mean is the mathematical term meaning the arithmetic mean, or average. The character is 4 strokes. The first 3 strokes form a squished katakana ro, and the 4th stroke cuts through the center of the character. Let's write this one together. Stroke 1 down the left, followed by stroke 2 across the top and down the right side. Stroke 3 finishes our flattened ro, and stroke 4 slices the figure in 2. I think this character is its own pictograph. Just look at what the 4th stroke does to the character. Center. The own reading is chu, and the kun readings are naka, uchi, and ata. Here is our next character. It's unlike anything we've seen so far. It's also a bit complicated as the stroke order doesn't follow the usual left to right, top to bottom rule. Strokes 1 and 2 are obvious. They're at the top. However, instead of going with the vertical stroke as we normally would, stroke 3 is the next horizontal stroke. Stroke 4 is the little tick mark, followed by the final horizontal stroke for stroke 5. Just like chu, the final stroke is stroke 6 going down the center of the figure. Let's put this all together. Stroke 1 is the first stroke of katakana I. Strokes 2 and 3 are the horizontal strokes starting at the top. Stroke 4 is the little vertical tick. Stroke 5 finishes the horizontal strokes, and stroke 6 completes the character going down through the center. This character started as a sheaf of rice. In fact, the character originally meant end of year harvest. However, over time, the character has been simplified, and so has the meaning. The own reading is nen, and the kun reading is toshi. I promised 2 optional characters today. This is our first optional character. It is large, or big. If you're thinking this looks a lot like inu, or dog, you're right. We just lose the final stroke. Stroke 1 goes across, and strokes 2 and 3 form hito, or person. Since we already know inu, we'll have no problems with this one. Stroke 1 goes across, like the first stroke of ki, and strokes 2 and 3 form hito. This pictograph actually started as a person with his arms spread wide saying, "It was this big!" The own readings are dai and tai. The kun reading is o. Notice that this long O sound has two O characters, not the usual O-U combination. I'll bet you pretty much have this one memorized already. Our last character, and again an optional one, is little or small. This is a simple character as well. It is only 3 strokes. They kind of look like the last 3 strokes of the katakana ho. And in fact, they go in the same order. Stroke 1 down the center, stroke 2 on the left, and stroke 3 on the right. This is going to be easy. Stroke 1 starts at the middle, straight down, hooking to the left. Stroke 2 is a quick short stroke that slants down to the left. And stroke 3 is also a short stroke, but it is slanting to the right. The pictograph here actually started as 3 small seeds, or 3 small pieces. The on reading is sho, and the kun reading is chi. However, when preceding other characters, it can also be ko, o, or sa. Have this one memorized yet? That's all the kanji we're learning today, so let's review. No change has been made to the number, other, or people collections. However, we added a character to the time collection, nen. Remember, the gray characters at the bottom are yo and sai. They are gray because they are recognition characters. You do not need to know how to write them, but you must know how to read them. We also added 2 new collections, school and characteristics. The 2 blue characters in the characteristics collection are optional characters for now. You will officially learn them later this year. We're simply introducing them now because they do appear in school words. However, you probably won't use them as much as you do high and middle. That's it for today. We'll see you in class.